Okay, so we're on to question 8. And this one is a question about testing. So as soon as you see a question that mentions testing, you should be thinking of 4 specific words. So we need to think about normal, abnormal, extreme, and boundary. Okay, so those are going to be our 4 keywords. Whenever we see test data, probably our answers need to be centered around these things. I can't promise you, but chances are. Okay, so basically, they've said that the test data for this program is going to use these values, and it wants to know why. So state why each of the values is chosen. So 10, so what is 10? So a programmer has written an algorithm to check that the prices are less than, very important, 10. So is 10 valid or not is your first question. So in this case, it is not valid. So if it's not valid, it has the possible option of being abnormal data, but it also has the possibility of being boundary data. So in this case, is 10 exactly on the mark where it changes from being valid data to invalid data? Yeah, so if I were to subtract 1 from it, or subtract even less than 1, then would 999 be valid? Yes, it would. Would 10 be valid? No, that's going to be invalid. So if it's at the place where it changes from being valid to invalid with just even 1 single increase, then we know that it is boundary data. I'm not sure if abnormal will get to the point. Probably should, because it's outside of the range. But let's say that 10 is invalid. Boundary data to check that prices above 9.99 will not be accepted. Again, probably more than you need, but better to write too much than not enough, unless time is an issue. Okay, so then we get to 9.99. So 9.99 is valid. Okay, it's valid, but it's the opposite of this one. If we added a fraction more to it, it would become invalid. So that's also boundary data. But boundary data that is valid could be called extreme. So we've got a choice between extreme and boundary. I would go with extreme. Valid. So it's extreme data to check that the value is valid up to the max range of the accepted data. Okay, again, probably a bit more than you need, but cool. 10. Okay, so 10, what does 10 say? So 10 tells us, well, that is not going to be accepted, alright? So I would always start by saying, is it valid or invalid? In this case, it's invalid. So why is it invalid? Well, because 10 is written as text, it's a string. It is not a float or a real. Okay, so what is it testing? Invalid. It is abnormal data. So it's data that's designed to be wrong. And what's it testing? To test if the system is, let's say, correct handling an unexpected data type. And we could say string when int expected. Okay, so 10, invalid is abnormal data to test if the system is correctly handling an unexpected data type string when int is expected. Okay, so again, just whenever you see test data, your first thought should be these 4 words, and then you should be working out what it is. So normal is stuff that is accepted, abnormal is things that is not accepted or invalid, extreme and boundaries where people get confused. So extreme is boundary data that is valid. Boundary data is data that's on the edge of what is accepted, but it can be invalid or valid. Extreme is data on the boundary of what can be accepted, but which is exclusively valid. All right.